creating wealth, freedom, and security using real estate investing. This is Get Real Wealthy.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of property management versus self-management. So if you're thinking about property management, I'm thinking about property management as a third-party property manager. They are usually a company that you would hire that would come in and manage the property for you. Number one, they're hopefully experienced in tenant selection and have a good knowledge of problem tenants in the area. They can help you through a process that they've developed over the years on how to select a tenant and how to avoid tenants that could be problems in the area. Number two, they can handle uncomfortable situations and legal issues. Now, they're not lawyers, but they may have encountered specific issues that have happened in the past and figured out ways to avoid those legal issues, either through specific documentation. It could be how they log different events, also which paralegals or lawyers to use. So they may have those type of situations that they've handled before that they can help you with. Also, they stand between you and the tenant of the property, which allows them to handle any issues so that you don't have to handle those issues because you may be emotionally attached to it. If you go into your building or property and you see that there's something that you don't like, you may be emotionally connected to it. Whereas a third-party property manager may be able to handle the situation comfortably, even though it may have been uncomfortable to you. Number three, using professional management gives you peace of mind, particularly if you don't live in the area. If you live an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours away from an area, if you have local property management, it usually means that they're able to handle those situations for you because they live so close to that area. So it's something that would give you peace of mind, and it's something that you would be able to take advantage of because of the distance. Number four, they will have a Rolodex of maintenance, repair professionals for a variety of different situations. And you want to be able to take advantage of that Rolodex so that you don't have to call on your professionals to do the same thing. This means that you spend less time having to deal with issues and more time looking for new properties. And that is something that will help your bottom line because you'll be able to grow your portfolio. Number five, they're experienced with managing tenants and assets. So they will have different types of experiences depending on how long they've been in the business for, but they will be able to help with situations that have happened in the past and use those situations to help them manage the current tenants and manage the buildings that they currently manage. All right, let's look at self-management. So what are some of the pros and cons of that? Well, all the decisions that are made stay in line with your business goals. If your goals are to provide housing to people, then and they need to earn a certain amount of income to be able to do that, then your housing providing status is going to be in line with that business goal because all the decisions that are made come through you. Number two, you're going to obviously save the cost of a professional manager, but by saving the cost, you are giving up your time, and you have to decide on whether giving up your time is more important than the cost. Number three, a manager may not take care of the building the same way as an owner would. And I've heard that before, and I've heard that in different ways. I don't necessarily agree with it. I just think that somebody has a lot of time on their hands that they want to be able to take advantage of using or managing the property themselves. Okay. Number four, There is a greater desire to save money and ensure costs come in line when you are self-managing a property. You're going to shop around more to get the lowest price. You're going to have a number of people come in to get quotes on work. So all of those things are going to save you money and keep your costs in line. And number 5, for self-management, you really have complete control over the asset. So that is definitely a pro of self-management. It's also a con because, again, the amount of time that you have. Now, some of the things that you're going to consider is their time or size when you need to hire third-party property management. Maybe for you, having one property is a self-management type of role. Having 2 or 3 properties is a self-management role. Having 5 or 10 properties means that a property manager needs to come into play. So you have to define what that size or the amount of time commitment you have will lead to property management. So if you're thinking about being a property manager or looking at self-management, I encourage you to pick up the book, The Property Management Toolbox. It's available on Amazon, as well as the Filling Vacancies Toolbox available on Amazon. They're great books that help to give you the fundamentals of managing a real estate asset and being a property manager. All right, we'll see you on the next episode of Get Real Wealthy.
Make sure to check out getrealwealthy.com.
Until next time, I'm Quentin D'Souza. Get out there and take action.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are provided for information purposes only and should not be construed as an offer to buy or sell any securities or to make or consider an investment course of action. For more information, go to getrealwealthy.com.